Fair a 1 week following scientists told enormous intermittent in carbon sequestration emissions were necessary to defend the environment, a UK secretary has shown Fair how difficult how will be. Scientists say we ought to eat lot less than flesh since the flesh production causes so lot carbon sequestration emissions. She would not though say if she herself would eat less than flesh. Ms. Perry has been charged by Friends of the Land of a negligence of responsibility. They say ministers must show management on the hard question. But the secretary, who is individually confident on the requirement to gear environment changing, is concerned to escape accusations of thumb-wagging. She told, "I love lot of regional flesh. I don't believe we should be in the industry of establishing to human beings how they should run their diets." While requested if the office should set an sample by consuming less than bovine, that has largest environment effect, she told, "I believe thou description the lowest kind of nurse country always. Who would I be to sit down there counseling human beings in the nation upcoming household following a difficult day of job to not include beefsteak and shavings? Happy." Ms. Perry rejected though to say if she coordinated in scientists' conclusions how flesh intake necessary to drop. Craig Bennett of Friends of the Land answered, "This testimony is now really precise how consuming less than flesh could be one of the fast ways to bring environment contamination reduction. Flesh intake will as well be nice for human beings as public health and will complementary up agriculture earth to do area for environment. He's a full not-brainer, and he's a negligence of responsibility for by the government to keep the job of persuading human beings to eat less than flesh to the verdant groups." He told by the government could start data campaigns, changing diets in schools and hospitals, or propose finance incentives. Ms. Perry told, "Which I do believe we requirement to do is see at the entire question of agriculture emissions and do a lot more than wood landing. Yet if you and I eat less than flesh, in all the pretentious lamb in Switzerland and pretentious herd in the Netherlands, how will fare be graded out in a time? Allows job on the technique to resolve these problems at scope." She told instead of cut downward on flesh, we could use, extremely costly, machinery how suck CO2 out of the ambience. Ms. Perry told after how her own common household food is not beefsteak and shavings, but a interfere fry, that brings the flavor and pattern of flesh in a meal dominated by vegetable culture. But she did not wish to say the on-chamber. She coordinated it was relevant for by the government to counsel human beings on wholesome diets since the adiposity plague is standing taxpayers more than in public health billing, but implicit how the concept did not use while examining the public health of the earth. Her terror of creature convicted in the print as a bossy political figure key points the challenge of the following stage of environment changing reductions. Before currently, 75% of CO2 reductions in the UK include go of clean up the power segment. Lot human beings include hardly noted the changing. Expert usually accept how for wholesome lives and a wholesome earth, the fight above environment changing will include to get private. How could indicate human beings drive less cars, walk and biking more than, flyer less than, purchase less than quick vogue, tiring a pullover in winter and consuming less than flesh. Human beings will yet dwell nice lives, they tell, but they'll include to do a culture change. If governments do not sense capable to behind such messages, they tell, the close unfeasible problem of keeping world heat growth to will be though more than hard. Ms. Perry's comments came as she start up Verdant GB 1 week, that urged to show how the UK can growth the economics time as well cut emissions. She will officially ask advisors how Britain can cut emissions to null.